Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Klesha Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om. Dear devotees, with the grace of the Bhagavan Sri Krishna and divine knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and blessings from the Guru Maharaj, today on chapter number 3, we are going to be understand verses number 28 and 29. Tattvavitto mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo Guna guneshu varatante iti matva na sajjate Prakrute guna sammudha sajjante gunakaramasu Tana krutsnati vidoho manda krutsna devinda vichalate. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is trying to explain to us here is Tattvavidu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo guna guneshu varadante iti matvana sajjate. Guna karma. We have understood about the Prakriti karma last week. Today Bhagavan Sri Krishna says guna karma. A person who has understood the guna and karma siddhant, they will not get affected by anything happens in a life. They are not going to be involved themselves soulfully, because physical involvement is inevitable. We have to get involved physically, mentally. But soulful in our our own interest, soulful. That is very important. Like for example, physical involvement, I will give you example. Guna karma. Now, we talk about in these days, artificial intelligence and then IQ and many other words. Let's try to understand and also algorithm and everything. But this system, which is external software system, which is developed by our own brain, but right now we depend on that system. We stopped using the brain. Simple example I will give you. 20 years ago, not far, 20 years ago, before this smartphone and many other system came, we all had in our house telephone, old telephone, cable telephone, telecom. Maximum of us had our telephone number, our house telephone number, our neighbor telephone number, our friend's telephone number. It was in our memory. We never ever used to worry about. I want to phone, okay, 32578. That's it. Since this new system came, besides our cell phone number, we don't even remember our closed one cell phone number. If average person, if we're going to ask in our house, just sit on the dining table or lunch table or breakfast table and said, okay, what is my cell phone number? Just ask like that. Hardly people will remember. But to put that memory into memory card, who has created memory card? Our brain has created, but we have forgotten. Now coming back to the original point where the soulful, our direct involvement. So soul is not affected with anything. Whatever happens in our life, soul is not affected with anything. But that we have to be, allow us to understand. If we have two hands, on right hand, say right hand, on right hand we put the cold water. So this right hand will send a signal to our brain that water is cold. But very same time, on the left hand, if you put the hot water, so this left hand will send a signal to our brain the water is hot. Now which hand is true? And which hand is giving a wrong signal? Both hands is our. Water which we have put it, knowing that we putting in a different water in a both hand. And that exactly happening, the signal is going through both hands into the one brain, while one is saying is cold and one is saying is hot. But that's true. But in our body, always there is we always say right hand, left hand. Whatever right hand feels, that is right hand tells. Whatever left hand feels, is left hand tells. But where the soul is get affected? Soul doesn't get affected either with the cold water or hot water. The effect is only coming to the hands, skin. But if we think soulfully, my hand is got burned because of the hot water, and if we sit with that headache soulfully, I got burned, then definitely. But other side, your one hand is telling, water is cold. How can your hand get burned? But the reality is, you put the hot water on it. That is why your hand is giving you a signal. But soul is not affected either with the cold water or hot water. So the person in the life, we have a good days, we have a bad days, we have a happy days, we have a sad days, we have many things in our life happens. But why is happening and why we are feeling? Because we are allowing that feeling to enter into the soul. But if we don't allow, if we just remain unattached, likewise we remaining unattached with neither with the cold water or not with the hot water, it's just part of the system which we have thrown our own hand. Then the soul will be remain as it is. Bhagavan Krishna is saying, same thing he is telling. Tattvaviddu Mahabaho. Mahabaho means the highly intelligent personality, highly knowledgeable personality, highly spiritual personality who has detached themselves with the external elements through his or her divine experience. They will not get affected with a guna karma, this kind of the experience which they feel externally through the external world. But the problem starts in 29 verses. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, प्रकृतेर गुण सम्मूढ़ा सज्जन्ते गुण करमसु ताना कृत सन्विदो मंदा कृत सन्विनः विचालयेत. So now the problem starts with Prakriti. Now Prakriti back again. When we involve ourselves, Mandabuddhi, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Sammudha sajjante. Mandabuddhi, the lack of the knowledge, lack of the divinity in our life, and lack of our maturity, a devotional maturity, that is called the Mandabuddhi. Here, if we explain other way, the Mandabuddhi means lack of low IQ, but that is not right word to understand, because everybody's IQ is high when it's come to something else to do. Everybody knows how to go to the theater to watch the movie. There's no doubt on it. Everybody knows how to drive the car. Everybody knows how to educate ourself into the a particular things. And I always give example and repeating again. 20 years ago, none of us knew what the smartphone means. In 20 years' time, today 80-year-old person knows what the WhatsApp call means. Subject is our IQ level is very high. There is not even one university, or there is not even one institution, there is not even one college or school has been established to teach us how to use social media and smartphone. No teachers there, no classroom there, nothing exists, no infrastructure. But every one of us knows how to use the smartphone, how to make the WhatsApp call, how to send the messages, how to read the messages through the everything. WhatsApp is, we can understand, tomorrow something new will come. Everybody, if they have to use it, they will use it, that one too. Telegram is something which is everybody knows that they start using. If we know YouTube, leave that 3 years ago, the usage of the YouTube was very less. But today, high usage of the YouTube. Everybody is using. Zoom. Up to the 2020 March, I didn't even know what the Zoom means. I didn't even aware for what Zoom is. Today, small child knows what the Zoom is. That means our IQ level is very high. We know what to learn. But the Bhagavan Sri Krishna is sammudha sajjante, lack of our intelligence into divinity. That is why the Prakriti is taking over us. And then Prakriti is misguiding us through I will use the word called the non-logical logical aspects. Non-logical logical aspects. For example, they will confuse us. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, now like while we are walking here, somebody says that our Hinduism believes that we should remain non-violent. But Bhagavan Sri Krishna was encouraging to the Arjun to become a violent through the giving him a lecture. How should you fight? Or why should you fight? That is called the non-logical logic talk. Why? Because some mudha sajjante. Prakriti, the environment, leave that question comes. I'm not going to say it's a wrong question. But in the manners the question comes, that we think, are you really seriously interested to know about it? But it's just want to create some kind of the question where you can defame yourself. That is why I don't want to involve in our Hindu culture traditions, because one side uses this and one side this is happening. But Bhagavan Sri Krishna is not encouraging Arjun to, this is not recently, when I was in Mozambique, that time this question was posed to me. I'm not talking about recently, so we're not connecting anything 1 to 2, but this was almost 15, 16 years ago. That time I was very new into this whole lecturing system. But subject is that when we talk about is, Bhagavan Sri Krishna never encouraged the Arjun to fight or do the violence. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, do your dharma. What is your dharma? Bhagavan did not say you must fight it. Bhagavan says, follow your dharma. The lecture Bhagavan has given to the Arjun is follow the dharma. Like simple example I will give you, guna. We are talking about the guna and karma. So Bhagavan has given us 2 hands. What is the hand uses? So this hand use the teaspoon and put the food in our mouth through the hand. Very same hand or finger, we take the pen and do the signature or write the articles. With the very same hand, we pick up the heavy weight when we go into the gym, dumbbells and whatever it is. Very same hand we use on the steering to drive the car. But very same hand, when we are in the night, we sleeping, and then suddenly that mosquitoes come around it. We are fully not aware, we sleeping night, but very same hand automatically stand up. I want to remove the mosquitoes, and then what will happen? Same hand knows which part of the body is the mosquitoes, either on the head, on this left hand, or wherever it is. That hand will exactly go there. If lucky mosquitoes will run away and then we're going to hurt ourselves, but if unlucky mosquitoes will get killed. That means one or another way is of violence. Because we kill the mosquitoes. But are we going to be put that act as a violence act? If we not going to do that part, then maybe that mosquitoes can create a malaria to our body. We don't know about it. But now if we describe that act as a violence, then we're not going to be living in this world. Bhagavan Sri Krishna don't encourage for the violence, but that was a hand dharma. We said, coming back to the guna, automatically, this either you like it or not. Let me tell you, guaranteed. Next, we got half an hour, ne? Okay, this year we don't have mosquito here. But if we go back ourselves into the 6 years back in 2016, 2017 time, one of the years it was lots of mosquitoes we had it. Even right now we were sitting that time I'm talking about was, everybody was. Who is going to sit just like folded hand? I just want to see. And when the mosquitoes, leave the mosquitoes. But even small bees come surrounding and then walk around it. our attention automatically will go, what is happening here? Guna, Prakriti is nature. Our human nature, and remember we are a Kalyug born, we are not Satyug born. As we always say, this is a millennium born, this is 19th century born, and this 21st century born. We always say that one. Each era, different mindset comes. Why different mindset comes? Because it's not that they are like that, but environment and circumstances make a person to become like that. Next 5 years' time, 8 years' time, 10 years' time, when we going to be talk about, today we are 2-3 people sitting here and listening Bhagavad Gita. There was a days ago where into this lecture of the spiritual lectures, hundreds of the people used to listen. In India, thousands of the people used to sit there. In 2 years, whole dynamic has changed. And then that whole dynamic which has changed, where all the big our spiritual leaders, you can mention any name, 99% are front of the camera. 7 years down the line is only the camera will speak. We don't know. Era, time, circumstances. We talk about the school. Okay, lucky that today school already has opened back to normal, but 2 years, children was only front of the camera. Now to bring back those child back into the classroom, do you think it will be as easy as everybody think? Child who has spent his 24 month or 23 month into the very comfort zone, do you think that child will go into classroom and will learn exactly the way it was? And then productivity level will be a less. So this is the Prakriti. Now, according to this Prakriti, we develop the guna, qualities. Now, according to the combinations of the Prakriti and the guna, we live our life. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna intelligently has mentioned here, Sammudha sajjante mandabuddhi, ajnanata. Ignorance of the reality. Ignorance of the reality means that reality is that we have adopted and accepted these things, but the reality is opposite. We can do it without these all things as well if we want. That's why what I mentioned about it, the very same child who will find it difficult to go back into the school, but when we going to go to the very same child and do the small research, and if we ask that child, you haven't been into the restaurant last 2 years, but I want to take you to the restaurant. And take the child to the restaurant, you will see the child will exactly behave what child is supposed to behave into the restaurant. They're not going to say, oh no. I have came after 2 years, I forgot how to sit, I forgot how to drink, oh, I forgot how to to take the burger in my hand. Nobody will say like that. But when the child go to the school, oh, I forgot how to open the book. You will see it's going to be happen. In our life, we have set some kind of the different kind of the level. Status means ke, I'm not going to say it's like materialistic status, but we have created our some different priorities. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna is so intelligent, I can't really sometimes think from where this word Bhagavan has thought about that time, 5,000 years ago, which actually exactly helping us to understand our life better. Does Arjun, and I'm repeating again, does Arjun was needed all those things? The person coming into the battlefield with the full ready to fight, and if someone giving a lecture, oh, in the world there is a lot of mandabuddhi people, but Arjun says, I have nothing to do with the world, I am more worried about what must I do, you must tell me. Give me a question, give me a clear answer, what must I do? Why are you giving me if it was you and me at the Arjun position, what would have we says Krishna Bhagavan? Hey Krishna, I came here to ask you what must I do. Now you're telling me in the world, mandabuddhi and prakriti, that's all I know, but you must tell me, must I fight or not? That's clear-cut answer. But Arjun has understood. We are all is Arjun actually. And Krishna Bhagavan in this time also exists. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, my heart and soul, even if I leave this earth, my heart and soul is into the Bhagavad Gita. That's why the Bhagavad Gita is so relevant. In Kali Yuga time, Hanuman Jain means Hanuman Chalisa, means Hanumanji. There is 7 Ajar Amar. Saptaite Chiranjivina. So who are they? Ashwathama, Balirvyasho, Hanumanscha Vibhishana, Krupaha Parshuramascha, Saptaite Chiranjivina. Sapta Chiranjivi. Ashwathama, which is still alive from Mahabharata Kal. Bali Raja, which is still alive from the Mahabharata Kal, from that era. Ashwathama, Balir, Vyas, Veda Vyas, who has wrote Mahabharata, still exist. Hanumanji, Krupacharya and Vibhishana. They all exist in this world. Means ke 7 people with the 7 different kind of the background exist in this world. Only the problem is we cannot see them because our prakriti is not allowing us and our gun, our quality is not allowing us to experience and see them. And Krishna Bhagavan himself into the Bhagavad Gita. Why our prakriti is not allowing? Because samudha, we have taken our spiritual IQ into the different level. Today average person, we're going to ask like averagely, normal, just average, just normal, we're going to ask ourselves today. We're not saying everybody must know the Upanishad and the Ved and the Mahabharata and Ramayana. We're not saying. It will be like very difficult for them. But a person who today is like 30, 40 or say 50 years or 40 years old, let us know about who is the Shabri and Mirabai and Narsi Mehta. Let us know about it. But 10, 15, 17 or 20-year-old person, a child, which is we call a child, if we ask who is the Shabri, who is the Narsi Mehta, who is the Mirabai, they don't know. Why? What has changed? Actually, nothing has changed. It has make very better. Like 40, 50 years old person knows Mirabai, Shabri, Narsi Mehta. Why I am mentioning these three words, three people name? Nobody has seen them. But everybody knows who they are. From where? They know from the bhajan. Meera kahe Prabhu Girdhar Nagar. Narsi Shabri Baithi Vanam. Bhajan. So then create a curiosity. Who is the Shabri? When we listen the bhajan, then the curiosity comes. Okay, who is the Shabri? Who is the Meera? Then we learn the charitra, life of the Meera. We learn life of the Narsi. And Sudama I already had actually I took my 2 weeks to make understand Sudama. Narsi is still coming. One day it will come, when the topic will come, Narsi still come. And Mirabai also will come. They all will come nicely. When the right topic comes, it's going to be. Everybody knows. Nobody has seen them, but everybody knows who they are. Why? Through the bhajan. Today that every child knows who is the Akshay Kumar and ABCD Khan and many others. And I did mention about it. One of the talk I had it. Okay, if we're going to ask average person that which place Bhagwan Sri Ram and Mata Sita got married. Which place? It's a very easy question. If we just use, that's why such some mood, we don't apply that brain to find a question. We don't even need to do the Google for it. I'm telling you. I will give answer just now before we will close it. Whether Sita Mata and Bhagwan Sri Ram got married, we don't know. Average person, average child. But very same child, if you're going to ask in 2020 December in India, ABCD celebrity got married, they will exactly tell which resort they use, which color of the wedding dress they had it, what photo shoot they did. They don't even have to do any kind of the Google for it. Curiosity. I want to know. What kind of the shoes Michael Jackson used to wear? Child is 10 years old. Michael Jackson passed away, I think, 8 years ago. But today's 10-year-old child will know what kind of shoes Michael Jackson used to wear, but that child will don't know who is the Meera. None of us, neither that child has seen the Michael Jackson or Meera. But from where this mindset comes? And Meera Bhajan still available on the all platform. Narsi Bhajan still available on all the platform. Don't even need to read the book. You can go to any social media platform. You will find them bhajan easily. Same system, nothing has changed, but just like our some mood, prakriti, our prakriti, this current prakriti doesn't allow us to think. Now I will come back to that question, Ram and Sita Mata's wedding. So Sita Mata's birthplace is, so Sita Mata's father name is, Sita Mata's father name is Janak Raja. So Janak Raja's kingdom is Janakpuri. Janakpuri means the kingdom of the kingdom of the Janak Raja means Janak. And Sita Mata's another name is, we always sing Ram Lakshmana Janaki. We sing that Ram Lakshmana Janaki. Janaki means daughter of the Janak who lives in the Janakpur. So obviously when this marriage happens, they always happen in Janakpur. Nothing to think like very highly, there is no highly intelligent question here. It's just apply the things on the right way, we will find the answer. If normally in our Hinduism, okay, in these days the new system came, is called the destination wedding, so obviously that question already is out, but very few exemptions, but generally the marriage happen into the daughter house, in daughter town. So obviously the Janak Raja's kingdom is Janakpuri. So Ram Sita, Mata Sita and Bhagwan Sri Ram's wedding happened into the Janakpuri. The name was called the Janakpuri. But we have actually created completely blank. We just don't want to know. And we think, whatever the question is, but this question we ask ourselves. You see, the problem is, why I'm saying is, when we sit in a peace and calm, we don't ask this type of the question ourselves. We always ask the question which is irrelevant for us to know. Irrelevant means it's just create our general knowledge. It's develop our informations, those questions, but it doesn't help us. Now this question which I asked about the Sita Mata and Bhagwan Sri Ram. Now when we go more into, then another question will come, then another question will come. So then in our life, if anything is waiting for it, we will find the answer from it. Because that's how the channel starts. That's how the cycle starts. Automatically. That's why Arjuna has asked the question, why should I fight? So when Arjuna did not ask the question, this is the, I am a Kshatriya, so why shouldn't I kill? Kshatriya dharma is to do the fighting. If tomorrow all soldiers decide in the world, we're not going to kill anybody, so then there will be no war. If there is no war, so there is no border dispute. And if there is no border dispute, then everything can go anyway. Soldiers, if somebody has appointed a soldier to protect the border, so his duty is to follow the command of his commanding officer. He don't ask the question, must I use this bullet or not? Finish. If I got order to use my gun, means using the gun, finish, sort it out, done. That is soldier's dharma. Businessman dharma is that. The teacher's dharma to teach the child. Businessman's dharma to do the business. Same thing, everybody have a dharma to follow that dharma. Bhagavan Sri Krishna teaching the dharma is not encouraging to Arjuna to fight. He says, you must know what is your dharma. Why this buddhi, mati brahm has happened to you, which already I has used the word brainwashing, which 2 weeks ago I mentioned in detail about it. Why that mati? So brainwashing system is not recently, but at that time also, maybe somebody has put it in Arjuna's mind, Arjuna, you mustn't fight. And Arjuna went in a depression and said, no, I don't want to fight. We don't know. War is anything happening. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is teaching dharma. What is your dharma? Don't talk about who you are. If you have selected yourself कि भाई I want to become a engineer. So engineer's dharma is to build a car or build a whatever it is, whatever engineer, chemical engineer, mechanical engineer, whatever. That is your dharma. But if you go into the factory and tell ke manager ke no, I don't do these things. Which company will keep you? You don't do your dharma, now you want to get salary. If tomorrow doctor says into the operation theater ke no, I'm not going to do the operation of this person. Then what is the dharma of the doctor? If the lawyer tomorrow says, no, I'm not going to be fight a case, but I want to do into the operation theater with the doctor to do the operation. Where is that? We know that it's opposite. Both opposite. If the lawyer's dharma tell you must fight the case, means you must fight the case, that's it. Doctor's dharma is there to do the operations. Everybody's have a dharma. Consciously we choose our path. Subject is, we choose our path fully consciously. But the problem starts where that our path tells us to follow the dharma of that. And if that dharma doesn't agree with us, then we want to separate ourselves. No, I can't do this one. Or I don't want to do this one. And that is the exactly happening into our current scenario. When the spirituality, in the spirituality it teaches us about the Mirabai and Sabri and then Narsi Mehta to de-attached and then everything, but doesn't agree with, because we still want to attach with the pizza and burger and many other things. We still want to have other kind of the lifestyle. And then a standard example I always give and repeating again. We fast Agyaras, Ekadashi, every month, nicely, beautifully. Some of us nicely we do. But if the Ekadashi falls on 31st night, then we're going to start bringing the new law of the dharma. After 12 o'clock, there is no Ekadashi, so I can eat and drink and have a party. Who brought this law? But the scripture doesn't allow that one. Scripture says sunrise to sunrise at the 31st of New Year, whatever it is. Sunrise to sunrise, finish. Today sunrise Ekadashi start, next morning sunrise Ekadashi end. There is no in-between story. But some Buddha, guna prakriti, so very clever mindset, has sit into somewhere and then said, okay, let's confuse the world and let's confuse the people. So they brought the theory of the 12 o'clock midnight story. Oh, if Monday changing 12 o'clock from Monday to Tuesday, so then my Monday fast end 12 o'clock midnight. If Ekadashi changing, so 31st night, so I can break my fast on just after 12 o'clock. And then is that logic applied to the very convenient people, to the generally very larger group of the people. And everybody says, no, you are right, because it's helping me. But that is why we making the fool ourselves. Bhagwan Sri Krishna, I did not want to use that word, but Bhagwan directly has used the word. It's called the sammudha, manda buddhi. This word, just put it in your brain and you can do the research. You can just go into Google, manda buddhi means ke. Very nice word, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. I don't want to use that high paraphrase word, otherwise બધા વિચાર કરશે કે હું બોલે પણ very mandabuddhi, because this conveniently suits us. Midnight, 12 o'clock. That is why we break the law of the scriptures. Okay, no, I'm okay with it, I find with it. And then the person like us who tells, bhai or ben, please don't break the fast, midnight, 12 o'clock. Then, because majority speaks, then everybody says, oh, no, you are wrong. You are wrong. Why I'm wrong? Because I don't allow what you want to do. Subject is, and then he's reminded me a very nice story, a little story which I will tell you before I close it. It's reminded me, that's my Guruji used to tell. Okay, one father used to go to every evening, take the one chocolate, buy the chocolate from the shop and take to the home. And the child wait for that chocolate because father bringing the chocolate. And then child happy, and then child go out. Oh, my father is great, my father is powerful, my father is this and that, and then all those things child speaks. It's not normal. Few years later, a child went to the father, there's a problem in my teeth, something is paining here and that. So father took the child to the doctor, dentist. And then dentist says, something is not right here, is rotten here, whatever it is, so you might have to replace the teeth, but it still can be a fix if you stop to giving him the chocolates and then all other items which is harmful for the teeth. So obviously with the best interest of the child, father decided not to bring the chocolate from next day. So 5 o'clock in the evening, child waiting at the door, my father will bring the chocolate. That day father didn't bring the chocolate. First day went, 2 day went, 3 day went. On 4th day the child went outside. My father is a worse father, my father is a bad father, my father is... Because father has stopped giving a chocolate. But father has stopped giving a chocolate the best interest of the child. But child doesn't understand that part. For child is the father is the bad. This is exactly happening. Person who speak the truth, reality, person who guide according to scriptures, they are the bad because it doesn't suit them, doesn't help them, and it doesn't convince them. The reason why is we tell garlic is a tamsic khorak, onion is a tamsic khorak. Breaking the fast midnight is against the rules of the scriptures. We follow the sunrise to sunrise. Our days according to the tithi. All those things who speaks, they are bad. Because it doesn't suit us. And we have created that mentality through the guna and a prakriti. And we become a very low mindset when it's come to the divinity. We have actually not confused, but we have created convenient confusion in our brain. Okay, whatever suits me, I am comfortable with it. And whatever doesn't suit me, I am against with it. And that's the world we right now is living. And it's very dangerous. The dangerous means why I am saying dangerous? Because the next level when we are going to reach, while we all of us who sitting here, we know Sabribai Mira and Narsi Mehta. If the child don't know Sabribai Mira, Narsi Mehta, how they going to know who is the Ram Krishna? How they going to know who is the Varaha, Narsimha? How they going to know who is the Lakshmi, Saraswati and Brahma and Shiva? If they don't know, then what will happen? The brainwashers, I don't want to go into that details, but the brainwashers will misguide the child, misguide the world. Shivratri is coming. End of this month is Shivratri. Divine festival of the Bhagwan Shiva is coming. But if we allow, then many people will create different kind of the stories about the Shiva Bhagwan. And the way they produce the stories, everybody will believe. And then what will happen is convenience. It suits them. So, okay, now it's fine. You all right and we all wrong. Bhagwan Shiva is a divine personality. Next week, Monday, I'm going to talk about it later, but because today my time is not allowing. Bhagwan Shiva is divine personality, but what we have understood only about the Shiva is Smasaneshva Krida. Person who live into the Smashan, crematorium. We only know about him, that's it. Person who apply the bhasma on his body, that's all we know. But what is behind it is, nobody knows. His divinity, nobody knows. Pancha Tattva, let me tell you, Shiva name is a Pancha Tattva. Namah Shivaya. In this world, before I'm going to end, and my time is really not allowing. Before we end, in this world, when we talk about the mantra, any Bhagwan you take the mantra, Devi mantra, Ganesh mantra, Shiva mantra, or Krishna mantra, Vishnu mantra, any mantra you take, this is only one mantra who talk about the Panchakshara. Pancha Akshara, 5 word, Namah Shivaya. Only 5 word makes a one mantra, and that we have a 5 tattva, Panch element, Panch tattva. Earth, water, wind, sky, and earth. There is highly combinations between this each word and each element, and we have a 7 chakra in our body. I will talk about it one day, Monday, next week Monday. And through this, why I'm saying we have to understand what exactly Bhagwan Sri Krishna is teaching us. And then we must try to also encourage to create right things apply right things in our brain through the Bhagwan Sri Krishna's divine knowledge. So next week Monday we're going to understand a little bit about, from next week Monday, because next week Monday kayu che? 14. Oh ho, baap re baap. Nice day che. 14 and 21. So that 2 Monday, little we're going to understand about the Shivratri and Shiva Mahima together with the Bhagavad Gita. So 14th is a nice, beautiful day. I will expect more people will come instead of the celebrating Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namah Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. We will do the Aarti now. हेलो सांझ पड़े दिन आथ में चकवा चकवीरो चलो चकवा क्या जय सांझ पड़े मत रोय गौरी पूछे गोरिया कौन भले रो देश संपत होय तो घर भला नहीं तो भलो परदेश तिमिर गयो रवि देखता कुबुद्धि गई गुरु ज्ञान संपत गई अति लोभ से भक्ति गई अभिमान अभिमानी कुंजर भयो लियो अपने सिर भार ताके जमरा कूट से જેમ લોઢું ઘડેલું હાર. શ્રી રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા પ્રભુ જય કાના કાળા. મીઠી મોરલી વાળા મીઠી મોરલી વાળા ગોપીના પ્યારા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા કામણ ગારા કાન કામણ બહુ કીધા પ્રભુ કામણ બહુ કીધા. માખણ ચોરી મોહન માખણ ચોરી મોહન ચિત ચોરી લીધા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા નંદ જશોદા ઘેર વૈકુંઠયુતાર પ્રભુ વૈકુંઠયુતાર્યું. કાલિયા મર્દન કીધું કાલિયા મર્દન કીધું ગાયો ને ચારી. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા ગુણ તણા તુજ પાર કે મેં નહીં આવે પ્રભુ કે મેં નહીં આવે. નેતિ વેદ પુકારે નેતિ વેદ પુકારે પુનિત શુંગાવે. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા ઓમ જય કાના કાળા પ્રભુ જય કાના કાળા. મીઠી મોરલી વાળા મીઠી મોરલી વાળા ગોપીના પ્યારા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા ઓમ જય કાના કાળા ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. કપૂર ગૌરમ કરુણાવતારમ સંસાર સારમ ભુજગેન્દ્રહારમ સદા વસંતમ હૃદયારવિંદ્રે ભવમ ભવાની સહિતમ નમામિ. મંગલમ ભગવાન વિષ્ણુ મંગલમ ગરુડધ્વજ મંગલમ પુંડરીકાક્ષ મંગલાય તનોહરિ. સર્વમંગલ માંગલ્યે શિવે સર્વાર્થ સાધિકે શરણ્યે ત્રંબકે ગૌરી નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે. શ્રી રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. જલેન શીતલીકરણમ કુર્યાત દેવતાનામ અભિવંદનમ. સ્થાપિત દેવતાભ્યો નમઃ. નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ. આરાર્તિકમ 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 સમર્પયામિ. યશ આરોગ્ય પ્રાપ્તિ અર્થે સ્વાત્માનામ અભિવંદનમ પાત્રાદભૈ હસ્તમ પ્રક્ષાલ્ય. શ્રી રામચંદ્ર કૃપાળુ ભજમન હરન ભવ ભય દારુણમ નવ કંજલોચન કંજ મુખ કર કંજ પદ કંજારુણમ કંદર્પય ગણિત અમિત છવિ નવ નીલ નીરજ સુંદરમ પટપીત માનવ તડિત રુચિ શુચિનવ મિજનક સુતાવરમ શિર મુકુટ કુંડલ તિલક ચારુ ઉદાર અંગ વિભૂષણમ આજાનુભુજ શર ચાપ ધરુ સંગ્રામ જીત ખર દૂષણમ ભજુ દીન બંધુ દિને સદાનવ દૈત્ય વંશ નિકંદનમ રઘુનંદયાનંદ કંદ કૌશલ ચંદ્ર દશરથ નંદ ઇતિ વદિત તુલસી દાસ શંકર શેષ મુનિ મનરંજનમ મમ હૃદય કુંજ નિવાસ કુરુકા માદિખલ દલ રંજનમ. સિયાવર રામચંદ્ર ભગવાન કી જય. રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. ગણપતિ મહારાજ કી જય.
विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्विताय नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञविभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। गणपति महाराज की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। श्मशाने स्वाक्रीडा स्मरहर पिशाचा सहचरा चिताभस्मालेपं सृगपिनुकरोटी परिकरम् अमङ्गल्यं शीलं तव भवतु नामेवमखिलं तथापि स्मर्तॄणां वरद परमं मङ्गलमसि। उमापति महादेव की जय। राधे कृष्ण भगवान की, कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। बालकृष्ण भगवान की जय। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविरध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। आकाशात् पतितं योऽयं यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेवो नमस्कारं केशवं प्रति गच्छति। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्वमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखाः त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवं। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरं गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। असद्गिरिसमं शातकज्जलं सिन्धुपात्रे सुरतरुवर्षाखालेखनी पत्रमुरवि लिखति यदि गृहीत्वां शारदा सर्वकालं तदविधि तव गुणानां मीशपारं नयाति। राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। जय 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 जगदम्बे आद्यशक्ति भवानी माम्बे मात की जय। नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियतां प्रणतास्मतां विद्युद्दाम समप्रभां मृगपतिं स्कन्धस्थितां भीषणां कन्याभिकरवालखेटविलसद्हस्ताभिरासेवितां हस्तैश्चक्रधरालिखेटविशिखांश्चापं गुणां तर्जनीं बिभ्राणां मण्डलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे। अम्बे मात की जय। आशापुरी मात की जय। महालक्ष्मी मात की जय। राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। बालकृष्ण भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। गणपति महाराज की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर। ओम नमस्ते हमारा अहो प्राणदाता नमस्ते हमारा पिता माता भ्राता नमस्ते महादेव जोड़ी दिव्य हस्ते नमस्ते प्रभु जी नमस्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते।